Hello guys, welcome to my channel, Journey to the World of Fairy Tales. Here is this week's tale, The Little Red Riding Hood. Come on then, let's get started right away. Once upon a time, there was a mother and a daughter living in a very distant town in a faraway land. They lived happily and loved each other very much. What is this mother's job? The mother was a tailor and she sews such beautiful clothes, and of course she also sewed beautiful clothes for her daughter. One day, our daughter said to her mother, "Mom, I want you to sew me a cape." When her mother asked what color she wanted, she said to her mother, "Mom, you know my favorite color is red. Of course I want a red cape." Her mother also sewed a cloak for her, a cape like this, and she also made a hood for it. Our beautiful daughter went to town every day and wore the same outfit. So the town people looked at her. They see a girl with a red riding hood who wears the same outfit every day. Finally, they start to call her Little Red Riding Hood, the name of our fairy tales. She was a very good girl. She was loved by everyone and lived happily with her mother. There was also her grandmother, and she had a home in a place called Rabbit Forest. There she lived alone because she was an elderly woman. She sometimes needs help. Red Riding Hood used to go there sometimes to chat with her and sometimes to bring her food. She loved her granddaughter so much. I hope you are going to visit your grandparents from time to time. Don't forget. By the way, let me talk about this subject. It's very important. Your grandparents will be very happy when you visit them. Anyway, what happened in one of these days? Our mother said to our Little Red Riding Hood, "Your granny was sick. I will ask you to take such healthy food to her. I've just cooked them. Could you take them to her?" "Of course, mommy. Of course I will." "What have you made?" "Oh, let's think, guys. When we are ill, what kind of food makes us healthier?" "Such a warm wood that warms us." "When we get sick like this, when we have a cold, which makes us feel better?" I can smell it." "Of course, chicken soup." Such a hot boiling chicken broth soup. Our mother used to give her chicken broth soup in such a bowl. "Come on, go and take this to your grandmother and she will get well right away." So she said, okay. Her mother warned her again for the last time, just as she was on her way out. She said, "Look, you know this rabbit forest is a little big dangerous place. You heard of the wolf too, Although it's called rabbit forest, please don't stop by nowhere. Go straight to your grandmother's house and try to serve this bowl of soup when it's still hot." And she promises, takes a basket like this, puts the bowl of soup in it, and goes on the road. When she goes with her basket in her hand, she stops for a while, hears a crunch, look around. She doesn't see anyone while looking at. There's a wolf secretly waiting for her, of course. As I always say, we also have a bad characters in our fairy tales. This time our bad character is the wolf. The wolf says, "Chicken broth soup, my favorite soup." I think the smell of the soup comes from her basket. When the wolf comes closer to her, he hears different crunch. He thinks it might be a huntsman because he's afraid of the huntsman. He just gets away here. And she walks through the forest singing songs. La 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 la. And suddenly a familiar person appears before her. Who could it be? I want to ask immediately. You know, we have a girl character in the fairy tales, and everyone knows her. She lived in the forest with someone in the house for a while. Who could it be? Think about it. Who can it be? I want you to guess right away. I told you about her fairy tale very recently. Oh, yes, as you can see from my costume. Who is coming? Whom will she meet? Of course, Snow White. Snow White lives here with the dwarfs. You know what happened with the evil queen? The queen hasn't got her yet. She just lived in their houses and goes out to pick flowers. And suddenly they meet right there. Snow White comes to her and sings, "Hello? Hello? You look familiar to me. How can I recognize you?" "I'm Snow White." "The Snow White in fairy tales? What are you doing here? You have to be in a different tale. You have no business in this one. You will laugh at me a lot, but I lived here with 7 dwarfs. And you know what happened to me? You remember what my stepmother, who was the evil queen, while I was wandering in the forest, I found the houses of 7 dwarfs, and I've been living with them for a long time. And today I picked their house and came to pick flowers for them, and Little Riding Hood can't believe it. Oh, I'm very pleased. Nice to meet you too, Little Riding Red Hood. I'm immediately recognized because you have a red hood. Little Red Riding Hood says she has to go. She continues, "The boiling soup in my hands should not become cold. My grandmother is sick, so I take soup to her. Look, I have to tell you something. There's a dangerous wolf here. Please be careful. Quickly go to your grandmother's house, okay?" "Oh, is there a chicken broth soup in your basket? Look, the wolf lost this very much. How read it from your hand immediately. Get away from her quickly, okay?" And she leaves, and Snow White is left alone. So what does the wolf do this time? "Hey, Snow White, what are you doing here?" "Oh, hello, wolf. Welcome. I have no food. Beware." "It doesn't matter. I'll ask you something. Have you seen a girl with a red riding hood around here?" Prince, should I tell him where she's going, or shouldn't I not say? What shall I do? Tell me, please. I'm waiting for your answers. I think you all replied that I shouldn't. Then I will not say. Okay, I got it. Yes, I've seen her. Where does she gone? That way? Oh, this way? Oh, the other way. Oh, no, I just remembered. She went this way, not that way. You can't find her there. I saw her. Trust me." And our wolf hurries up. Snow White returns home after collecting her flowers. And what happened next? What happened this time? Our little Red Riding Hood is walking, but she doesn't know what will happen to her later. The wolf searches for her but cannot find her anywhere. And the wolf has the ability to smell, you know. The wolf approaches Little Red Riding Hood and eventually finds her. Of course, the smell of the chicken broth soup is also a very important factor. He approaches her and says, "Hey, little girl, where are you going to? What are you doing here?" "Oh, are you a wolf or not?" "Yes, I'm a wolf, as you can see." I'm taking hot soup to my grandmother. It smells nice, so nice. It isn't right for a little girl like you to be here in a forest, isn't it? Bad things may happen here. Perhaps animals may hurt you or such. I don't know, but you should not be alone here. Can I help you?" "No, thank you very much. I can go myself." "Shall I carry your basket?" "No, thank you very much. I can carry my basket. I have to go now. My grandmother is waiting for me, and my soup should not be cooled down." "Well, but I like to help." And then suddenly the wolf hears a voice. It must be Hunter. He should not see me. Anyway, I couldn't get it right now, but I will go to his grandmother's house. Wait, I couldn't get it right now, but I will go to this grandmother's house and drink the soup there. And friends, he comes to the grandmother house and look around, try to understand whether he came to the right house. After looking for a while, he approaches the knock on the door. Let's see how we'll knock on the door. "Who is it?" there comes such an old voice inside. It's me, Grandma. It's me. Who are you? The wolf changed his voice. Grandma, it's me, the Little Red Riding Hood. Oh, my dear, it's you at the door. The door is open. You can come in, my dear. I have already been waiting for you. And the wolf enters. The poor grandmother is sitting on the bed, and Granny doesn't know what to do when she sees the wolf. A wolf jumps on her. What does she do? Guess what? Because he wants to drink the soup. She takes grandmother and closes her in a wardrobe, and he binds her mouth by such a cloth. And what happened next? He thinks that if he puts on the grandmother clothes, then he can drink her soup like her grandmother's when the Little Red Riding Hood arrived. So he immediately puts on the clothes, and friends Wolf begins to wait, dressed in grandmother's clothes. And meanwhile, Little Red Riding Hood is on the way. She comes to the door and knocks the door. Who's it? Grandma, it's me, the Little Red Riding Hood. Oh, hello, sweetheart. Welcome. Oh, come in, my dear. I miss you very much. Oh, the door is open. You can come in. Then she comes in. Our wolf has turned off the lights this time because he doesn't want to be seen. The Little Red Riding Hood comes in slowly, even though she realizes something strange is happening. She can't make sense of it. She starts talking to her grandmothers from afar. Grandma, why are your ears so big? Oh, my dear. Oh, to hear you better. Is that so? Well, I want to ask one more question. Why are your arms and nails so long? Oh, so that I can hug you better and comb your hair nicely with these nails. Well, Grandma, I want to ask you something different this time. Why are your eyes so big? To see you better, my darling. Well, Grandma, I will ask you one last question. Please answer me. Oh, ask me. So, why is your mouth so big? To be able to swallow soup in a snap. And he jumps on the Little Red Riding Hood. What happens then? With excitement, the Little Red Riding Hood throws the boiling soup on the wolf. And Wolf starts to get scared. I'm boiled, I'm burning. I need to get off my clothes. I'm boiled. And he runs away. And do you know how he runs? He escapes. He continues to be scared because of the clothes sticking on him. And what happened? At that time, a hunter was passing by. The hunter hears the wolf scream and starts running towards the hut. And what does he see? Wolf. He comes to the wolf immediately. Help me, I'm on fire. Help me, I'm fire. The hunter grabs the wolf, ties his feet immediately, and guess what? He understands that this is the wolf they have been looking for, a rabbit forest for years. Since there was not a zoo at those times, the huntsman didn't kill the wolf. Instead, he takes him where the other animals are and actually saved his life. Thus, the wolf begins to live with his friends in this own environment. And then what happens? Of course, our hunter comes towards the home because some voices are still heard. The Little Red Riding Hood can't find her grandma. When the hunter comes home, and it's a little bit dark. As I told you before, the wolf turned off the lights like this. The little Riding Hood says, "Hunter, thank you for coming. Don't worry, I took care of the wolf. The wolf is now in good hands in the right place with his friends." "So, where is your grandmother?" Meanwhile, there is a noise from inside the cupboard. A voice is heard such as, I cannot express what kind of voice. It's like if someone says, save me, but nothing is understood because the grandmother's mouth is closed. There is a noise coming here. And they open the wardrobe immediately. Yes, who is in the wardrobe? Of course, Granny. They take her out immediately, and Granny hugs the Red Riding Hood. "I miss you so much. You saved my life. Thank you, baby. Thank you." But she says, "Oh, Spirit, the whole soup has been poured down. I brought it for you because I knew you were sick." "Oh, it doesn't matter. I'll drink that soup again." "Oh, I get an idea. You know, my mother cooked a coloration of soup like this. Let's go to us. If you want, you can drink there." "Grandma, I have an idea. You live here alone and you are an old woman. Why don't you live with us? My mother is also going to be very, very happy about it." And together, they set out from the forest again. They come to this hut where the little Red Riding Hood lives with her mother. And of course, the mother hears the voices and goes out. She just can't believe her eyes, because she doesn't know what's going on. And she also sees the Granny is there, the hunter is there, and little Red Riding is there. And of course, she gets very happy to see that they're all there. And she says to her own mother, "Mom, please live here with us. I cook for you. I take care of you. I want you to be with us." And at the end of the tale, as always, we arrive at a happy ending. The little Red Riding Hood, her mother and grandmother, lived happily in this hut for a lifetime. Now we come to the end of this week's tale. I hope you like it. If you like it, please don't forget to subscribe. See you next week in a new fairy tale. Goodbye.